Good evening, everybody. I am back with the gorgeous Maxine and Donna, and we were just talking offline. And for any of our ladies out there who have been on lockdown as long as we have, we were just talking about cutting hair. So let's just start there for the day. I'm not even going to ask you girls how you are. We'll come back to that in a minute. I just want to continue this conversation. So Maxine has literally just shared with Donna and I that she's got this thing that kind of goes in an arch shape, and she basically cuts her hair around it. Maxine, explain.
I haven't got it with me, otherwise I'd show you it, but
we don't need to see it.
Actually, probably better not the shape of it, but it's like a plastic bar, and you clip it under your fringe, fasten it there, and it sort of comes in an arch. Turn it over and just cut it with scissors, and then your fringe is perfect. Or like this, it doesn't need cutting again.
Perfect.
But what I was going to say was, don't do what I did. Go hunting around the house for a pair of scissors and use the kitchen ones that Sophie's cut wallpaper with, you name it. Her art design she does for the nursery. So I sort of cut this, and then I had two jagged edges here, and I was going, there's something wrong with these, and you can't sharpen them, they've had it. So I did have to go out and buy new scissors with a cap on. Because it didn't look good, but yeah, I think it was about
Maxine,
£1. It was £1.
The world of Maxine. I think that's all we've got to say right now. So, ladies,
fix anything.
We had last week off, didn't we? I actually took the week off last week, but it wasn't because of that. Actually, I was actually doing Self-Love Club Hangs this time last week, and we just decided to take the week off, didn't we? Rather than mess it up or put another meeting in the diary, we decided to take the week off, which was beautiful. So, how have you been in the last 2 weeks?
Maxine.
That was very assertive,
okay.
Donna.
Obviously, firstly, I'm just going to say thank you to everyone who sent me messages about my dog. It was really, really kind of you. So I'm quite glad we had last week off, because obviously I had to digest that.
Yeah.
What's happened at the post office? I'm trying to think if anything interesting. Oh yeah, nearly everyone's coming in. I haven't had any interesting parcels, no. And the guy didn't bring me a present back with the sex toys. I kept looking, no, nothing. So he's gone. He's obviously found another post office, hasn't he? But we have had a lot of people coming in without any masks. And obviously, I didn't question them. And my boss will say, have you got a mask on? No, I haven't got one. And then my boss just stands there and say, see, you got nothing left to say. You might as well go home. So we kick him out. He's out.
You're fired.
So now he'll only ask somebody who's quite, it's like a man thing. If a guy comes in a bit cocky without a mask, he'll say, oi, you need a mask. And I go, 1, we don't call customers oi. And 2, until you speak to him, you don't know what he's like. He could be the nicest bloke ever. He could be coming in to buy loads of stuff and make you some money. So go home again. So I keep out the way when he's on. But now people know I finish at 2. So I'm mad busy until 2. And I see people coming up outside. They see his van outside and they go to another one. So I said, if you stopped asking, you'd have more customers in the afternoon.
Yeah. And actually, just going on from that point, Donna, I promise I will get to you, but just going on from that point, Maxine, I'm noticing police men and women in cars no longer wearing their masks.
No, they've stopped. And also they're coming in the shop, because we had regular ones. I told you I got threatened with a £2,000 fine if I was caught serving anyone without a mask.
Yeah.
But they could come in the shop without one, but I couldn't serve them without one. Now I'm behind a plastic screen. So I did say,
as much use as that is.
Yeah. So I remember when they came in, I said, if you listen to the words you've used, in fact, I'll record it, say it again and play it back tonight when you're at home. In fact, have a glass of wine while you're listening to it, because that doesn't make any sense. We're just following orders. So I said, well, unfortunately, yeah, I won't be paying £2 fine. I'll see you in court. But now the police are walking past the shop and waving, because they don't come in, they're in. But they wave at the door. You're all right, Maxine? Very fine. Have you got a mask? No, that's fine. They don't wear one walking now, and they used to wear one all the time.
Yeah.
And they've gone.
And do you know what's really interesting, Maxine? I have to take the mick out of the plastic. I have to. It's in my nature to. And I'm sorry to anybody that has to stand behind plastic, like I know Maxine does. Like she has to, because her boss and all the rest of it.
Well, I have to for the post office anyway.
But I went to view a house And, you know, obviously I don't wear a mask, and I explain to people way before I get there, and this was a new build, right? So they've got a show home, and in the, you know, the bit before you go in the show home, so like they've got their little hut kind of thing, haven't they?
Yeah, it's usually the garage, isn't it? They turn it to garage when they move out. Yeah.
Basically, I walk in, and this is like literally a metre by a metre bit of plastic, and she's like, "Oh, don't you worry, you're all right in here. I've got my bit of plastic." And I'm like, but the rest of it's open. Yeah. And I'm like, I mean, bless her, she was wonderful. I shouldn't take the mick out of her. She was a wonderful girl, very, very friendly, very, very beautiful, and honestly would love to buy a house from her because she's just so lovely. However, it's how normalized this behavior has become, right? It's just become so freaking normalized. And I'm like, I feel like everybody's had a bang on the head. Talking of a bang on the head, before we go any further, ladies, sorry, Dons, I've had my first strike on YouTube now, so we have to be extremely cautious of the language.
Don't worry.
And to any of my followers, please do make sure you're very aware of and conscious of the language you're using when you're typing and things like that. I believe somebody reported the video that I was in with Charlie Ward and Alpa. I believe they reported it because they don't like Charlie. And I've obviously taken a strike because of it. So, you know.
Well, funny you should mention that. Since you were on, I had no videos, any of Charlie's videos stopped coming into my Telegram groups. And then when that was released, a couple of days later, all the videos are appearing again. Now people are actually putting them in. And there was a couple of toe rags put a comment. And he got kicked out, so they're back on.
Okay, interesting.
So that changed from that video.
Yeah, interesting. Very, very interesting what's going on at the moment with regards to censorship and stuff like that. Anyway, sorry, Donna. I'm going to hand over to you, darling. Just go.
I am good, my darling. I'm a little tired today. I keep yawning. In fact, it must have been the company, because I haven't yawned since we started this, and I couldn't stop before I came on here. I was literally like, I cannot do this, sitting there going, you know, that would be really attractive. But I actually just perked up. Funny that. But no, I'm just a bit tired today, but I'm good. All's good in my world, you know. I'm doing what we're all doing.
I love the video. Love the video that Mel put up. When you on the exercise. Oh my God, that's got to be the funniest thing I've seen. And Mel's just looking, going, look at this. Oh my God.
I haven't seen it.
Right.
I've seen nothing.
Oh, Lucy, you've got to see it.
Basically, I will send it to you, Lucy. So basically, I was playing it's like a Wii thing, but it's not. It's Switch. And you have to do Olympics on it, you know. And I was saying, I just put it up and said to everyone, look, we all need a laugh. And I don't care about people laughing at me. You know, it's not something I worry about at all. I'm happy for people to have a good laugh at my expense. And I said, you've got to watch this, because this just shows you why older people shouldn't play, you know, kids games. And it's literally, we're doing a rowing game, right? And Melody is literally just holding the thing, and she's literally with it, the remote, and like this. Unbeknownst to me, she's recording.
Really relaxed, you know, literally she's just sitting there like that, doing
just sitting there like that, right? When the bell goes off, and I'm going like this. I'm rowing. I'm rowing, like Mel's going like this. I'm rowing, right?
But it's when it speeds up.
And then she says, Mum, it's getting to that bit where we have to speed up, remember? And I'm like, okay. And Mel's going like this, and I'm literally going like this, you know.
Honestly, it's priceless.
Yeah, but you're getting the better workout, so good on you, girl.
You know, the way I think about it is, what I said, right? I'm getting a workout. I thought that's what this thing was for, to get a workout. But honestly, the comments I got, the amount of people that messaged me and said, thank you. I have played it to my family. Me and my family have played it about 8 times, and we cannot stop laughing.
That's what I did. We just keep popping it on every now and then.
It's so
I'll send it to you, Luke.
It's so good for the vibrations, isn't it? To just have a
Absolutely.
Honestly.
You know.
And there's just so much seriousness around, isn't there?
Yeah.
You know, and it's going to a whole new level at the moment, you know. I was just saying to you girls before this, I've spent the last couple of hours with the gorgeous BT doing a video, and you know what we have gone through is just so profound, like so profound. And you know, we must be recognizing that we have to be doing the things that we love right now, you know, because this division is becoming ever increasing, and we are going to see literally husbands and wives going, well, I'm going this way, well, I'm going that way, kind of thing, because it is getting to that crunch point now where things, you know, the stuff is really hitting the fan for us, right?
I'm seeing a lot of that as well, you know, because obviously I have couples coming in the post office one at a time. So the husband will come in first and I'll say, you know, how are you? She drives me nuts. She wants to have that damn thing and I don't want it. Do we need it now? So I get and then she'll come in the afternoon and tell me exactly, you know, word for word. But they are now at Loggerheads and they've been fine for a year.
Yeah.
You know, the beginning of lockdown, they're like, oh God, how am I going to sit with him all day? It's going to drive me nuts. I'm going to build him a shed. And we made a joke of it. I said, well, I'm going to sell a lot of wood here because I've got loads of wood in my background. You can have it. I'll build you a shed. So we all made jokes of it because obviously the weather was nice as well when we first hit lockdown. And then we got to the winter and they were still okay. But now the arguments are all about.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Which actually is a very common thread at the moment, right?
Yeah.
Everyone I'm speaking to, you know, I've made no secret that my sister had a massive reaction because of somebody shedding after it, you know, and it's that kind of loggerheads that are taking place right now. But I do feel that slowly people here in the UK are waking up more.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I do feel as if people are starting to say, hey, hang on a minute, there is a limit to everything that we're going to do. And actually, this is what Donna suggests that we speak about this evening, because, you know, let's go back. You know, I think actually, Maxine, this is what made us do these Girlie Giggles, right? Was because you and I did that Instagram live and you were talking about that night out where us three went out. Well, there's more of us, but essentially us three were there together.
Well, we were the last three standing, weren't we?
Basically.
Of course.
Of course. And, you know, then Donna was kind of like saying about going even further back. Like, do you remember how carefree it used to be going out?
Yeah.
You know, we just used to go out dancing. We just used to go out and have fun. We used to like kiss random people. We used to bump into people. How's that going to be?
Well, it was like, you know, when you heard a certain song in the nightclub, everyone raced.
Yeah.
You know, I did the walk into the dance floor dance and then freaked out when I got there.
Absolutely. You had to dance your way to the floor.
Yeah.
You couldn't
otherwise
walk to the
waste
floor.
of time. And it was always like the beginning of a record that was your favourite.
And
everybody would like look at each other and run, and you were bumping into everybody. Yeah. So, you know, I mean, that's gone. Floor. But then you get there and your handbag, years ago you had room to put it down. No, you couldn't now because there's too many of us. Because we're all squashed together.
Keep them safe.
Stick it down your trousers, I'm all right.
I can't ever say that I ever wore anything big enough to put a handbag down it. I'm going to be honest.
True, yeah. We can well believe that, my love.
My clothing was always about this big, and which is so interesting because I'm a lot tinier now than I was back then, and I just used to let it all hang out. Like I had.
But you know the funny thing about when we used to go out, we never had a phone, and we survived.
We did. We lived to tell the tale.
We had the best. You got on the bus. I had to go meet my friend at the lines in Market Square at 7 o'clock. If she wasn't there, I'd wait 15 minutes and then I'd go and look for her in the pubs. There was one phone box, but it was pointless phoning because she'd probably on the bus coming into town. So I'd just wait on my own, randoms walking up. All right, love, fine, have a good night. Do you know what I mean? Not, hang on, somebody's talking to me, talk to me. I don't like to be on my own. No.
Well, do you know what I remembered? I think I mentioned to you girls, like hiding in the loo at the end of the night when the slow dances came on.
10 to 2.
I was about to say, now in my day, which is a few years after yours, Don, it's not too many, but a few years after yours, in my day it was like, right, who's around? 10 to 2, quick, it shuts at 2, who are we going to grab? I want to be honest, I wasn't like that, but a lot of people were like that.
I agree. Trust me.
The horrors.
We used to start looking about 1:30. We'd have the dance about 1:30. I'd say, right, girls, it's 1:30. Who's around?
Half an hour.
And half the time, we'd meet some random at the bar and start talking, say, do you fancy a dance? 20 minutes, I'm over there. And they'd stagger over with the bottle. Didn't even fancy them, but it was a 10 to 2. You had to be there at 10 to 2. Move closer, Phyllis Nelson.
Yes.
As soon as that came on, right, where is he? Who's coming in?
I can remember, you know, I would only hide in the loo if it was someone, if I knew there was this random that had been looking me up and down all night and I didn't want to dance with them. If it was someone I liked, I'd stay out. But if it wasn't, I'd be in the loo. I'm like,
well, I was quite good at
come
that.
and pick me up from the toilet on your way out.
If it was a random I didn't like, they got the look and they just didn't bother. They just turned around and went. I was quite good at that.
See, I was never really a drinker. In the days that I used to go out clubbing, I was more of a pop the pill kind of girl. Sorry, mum. But it's true, I did. I used to take MDMA or ecstasy. And of course, what does that do? Oh my God, you love everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone was my friends. I'd be in the toilet holding the girls' hair back as they were being sick, rubbing their back. Don't worry, I'll go get water. It's all right, I've got it. Don't worry, I'll let your boyfriend know you're okay. I'll tell him that you'll be out at 2 o'clock. You know, like I was that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, mind you, Shinzano did the same thing for me.
Cinzano Bianco.
Shinzano Bianco.
It was even a drink. It's like baby jam.
What was those other two they bought out?
There
was
was
Mirage, and I don't know what the other one was, but they bought these 2 drinks out. You had to have one, but they're like £2.
Oh, I know the
£2.
one you're
I
talking
can only
about.
afford one. I can't afford to get you one. Anyway, out with a £5, and that got me into town, nightclub, bag of chips, and taxi home. So one drink. And then we go around the table. I used to drink other people's.
£100 now.
I know.
Exactly right. You're bankrupt to go out more than once a week now.
Yeah. Can't do it.
Oh,
And I used to
it's
smoke
funny
as well. I used
Yeah.
to smoke.
Oh, God,
I used to grab myself 10 B&H when they were like 98p.
Yeah.
How much?
We'd get 10 between us, between 5 of us.
Oh wow.
Yeah, we'd all put 20p in.
Wow. And how
20p.
much,
20p.
how much are cigarettes now?
Cheapest one I've got at the minute is £9.95. Yeah.
Wow.
And they did go down a couple of years ago to only having 17 in the packet for that price. Now they put them back to 20s on most of them, I think. Don't sell 10s anymore. 10s went, oh God, how long have we been at the shop this time? By the time I went back to the shop, so that's about 18 months ago.
Do you know?
I sold a packet today, £14.50. Because they bought some new ones out and people want them. Because they all look the same. I can't remember the brand now, but it's £14.50 for one packet of 20.
That's
utter lunacy, right?
Yeah.
Who on earth?
But you see, people are paying on their card, so they don't see it. You know, 25 quid for 2 packets. I'll have 40 of them. Just tap the card and they're gone. Then they look at the bank account, 25 quid on 2 packets of cigarettes. Yeah.
Literally.
But the cheapest is 10 quid.
Okay. I am so glad. I actually really one day want to write down all the drugs and all the cigarettes and all the alcohol I've ever had in my life. I think it would be over $1 million I've spent. Scary. You know, because I was a 20 a day smoker on a normal day and 40 a day at the weekend. So
at the weekend. Well, it's worse when
Sunday I was 40 a day. So that's actually
when you could smoke in the pub.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
I actually gave up smoking I'd given up smoking and I went back to smoking when the smoking ban came in, and then I gave up again. It's so weird. So weird. Anyway,
wow.
Not great.
Nights out are never going to be the same again, are they?
No.
Well, I think they changed anyway, because obviously everyone had phones and didn't take handbags, and you know.
Well, that's what you like. I'll be honest. That's what I used to take my boyfriend out for, was to give him my purse and stuff.
Yeah.
I just used to be like, yeah, I'll be over there. Here's my stuff.
Yeah, watch that. Where we'd say, watch our handbag, which was this big.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I never did that.
Took up a seat on the bus, my handbag.
And the silly things we did, right? I remembered something earlier which made me laugh. I thought to myself, my poor mum. I can remember getting home one night, waking up the next morning, and the first thing I saw as I opened my eyes was a police cone in the corner of my room. But that wasn't the funniest bit. The funniest bit was there was obviously a bag of sand in it to hold it down wherever it was, because I thought I'd been to the beach. I woke up in a pool of sand in my bed. And I remember my mum coming in and saying, have you been to the beach? And I hid the police cone in the cupboard before she came in, because I thought she is going to freak when she sees that. You know? I'd obviously pick this blasted thing up, put it on my head, obviously full of sand, you know, but
The sand had burst.
survived
Because the reason
it, right?
they put the big bag of sand in is so people don't steal the cones, Donna.
Yes, yes. Well,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
so you know, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Doesn't stop the determined ones.
Exactly. And it's so funny because I'm sure many people out there are going to go, oh my God, I've taken a cone. I know I have. I danced across London Bridge with a cone.
Oh my God.
I know, right? Cringe. Just cringe.
I mean, at least we were sneaky about it. You
Thankfully-
advertised it.
Thankfully, mobile phones weren't as big a thing as now, because
Exactly.
that now, wouldn't they?
Of
And it would have
course,
gone
yeah.
out and somebody would have been like, isn't that chick that does those YouTube videos? Oh, cringe.
Got any cones, love?
Thank God. Honestly, I thank my lucky stars. I thank my mum and dad.
Yeah.
At the time, I'm like, thank you for agreeing for me to come through at the age I did, because I had my worst years without any phone anywhere near me.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Me too.
No photographic evidence.
No, thank goodness.
Yeah. I know, right? And what's
Yeah.
quite interesting. I'm just going to share this because I just feel like I need to share this right now, and maybe it's a bit TMI, but at the moment there's a video going around of somebody in the truther community, and we feel that her face has been superimposed onto a porn star's face.
No.
Yeah, so because people are really getting antsy at the moment, you know, they
Yeah.
really want to cause trouble, and they really want to pull people down, and they do not want the truth coming out anymore, so they're literally doing things like that. And I keep thinking to myself, thank God mobile phones just weren't there when I was, you know, like, thank the freaking Lord. You know, if you ever see anything of me, it wasn't me, because phones weren't around. Thank the Lord.
No,
you know?
exactly.
Oh no, it'd be lethal.
Exactly.
Absolutely lethal.
Oh, Max,
Yeah, I'm so glad.
Imagine that
so glad.
tour would have been caught by your mates.
It's fine up here. It doesn't need to go anywhere else. Thank you very much.
Exactly.
It is in my diary.
The memories
if anybody
are
wants
enough.
to break in and have a look.
So, ladies, let's
It's in a code.
Let's talk about these passports that are being spoken about, because obviously we're having a joke, we're having a laugh about how fun our nights out used to be. And even as recent as 2018, we went out, we had such a freaking laugh, didn't we? We were roaring that night from start to finish. I think we got home about 4:30, didn't we?
But even getting ready, we were laughing. Before we even got out the door, we were laughing.
Exactly. Yeah. And do you think that people going forwards are going to want to get ready with their friends? Are they going to go out? Like,
who knows?
Fear has been so prominent and prevalent over the last year.
Well, I think we need to go round to every town with a little put me up shed and say, right, get in here with all your mates, get dressed in here. You can put your makeup on, here's a glass of wine. We'll all go out together, because to lose that, I think, would just be horrendous.
Yeah, part of the fun was getting ready before you went out.
Max, you need to submit that as a global humanitarian.
I'm going to. I knew there was a mission I had to do this year.
Honestly, I think that's such a beautiful idea.
Pop up tents, come and get ready in here. And you two can stand there and go, come on in. We'll do a tour. We'll do a bloody tour of it. I'm gonna Google that. I'm gonna duck go that, how to make a shed. I've got a load of wood in the back garden. I just bought some tools. I knew there was this guy was selling some tools because he's dying.
She's building a shed.
Yes, but I'm literally going to take the tools, my little toolkit, and my camper van with my wood, and just plonk it.
Erect it there.
Yeah, say, right, who lives nearest? Plonk it there. Tell your mum and dad you'll be back late. Get in. We're on it. Yeah.
Is that not kidnap?
Yeah, it might be.
Tell your mum and dad you're safe.
We might have to watch that.
Here's my phone, make a phone call, and then that's it. No.
Well, I knew it'd be on the news at some point, so that may be it. You never know. Unless they do allow me to hijack Good Morning Britain, which they haven't agreed to yet. I'm working on it. Yeah.
So let's just talk about these passports, ladies. Good idea or bad idea? What's your thoughts?
Stupid idea. Stupid. It's absolutely stupid.
Yeah.
That's
what I'm going to say.
You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
Goodbye. But what's so interesting is there are so many people out there that are saying, but you've got a driving license. What's the difference? I'm I'm shocked at some of the things that are coming out of people, like how people are just normalizing and justifying this kind of behavior. Like, I'm finding it extremely interesting to watch as somebody who specializes in human behavior. I'm like a kid in a sweet shop right now.
Oh God, yeah.
You know, literally, I'm like, whoa, God, never saw that one coming. Oh my gosh, you know, absolutely blown away by all of it. However, I do feel, and I really love your input on this, I do feel that this may be the catalyst to awaken a lot more people.
Yeah.
What's your feeling?
Yeah, I do too. That's exactly what I think. I think it's a good thing that they're talking about it, because a lot more people I've spoken to in the last week, for instance, who have been totally asleep, are literally going, you are kidding. That is not right. That is not happening. You know, no. So I think you're right. I think it will wake a lot more up. Definitely.
Well, obviously, because I work in a newsagent and I've got the papers there, it's a different story every day with them. So obviously they come in and say, have you seen this on the front page? I don't read it. I just sell it. It's over there. Pick it up, pay for it. Off you go. But now I'm starting to have this conversation with them, because one day, yes, they're coming in. The next, well, Boris says, no, it's not going to come in. I mean, I don't like to frighten them and say they've been planning it since 2018, because that's a different matter. But the news is different every day in each newspaper. And people are questioning it now. Whereas before they'd say, well, it says here. Now they're going, have you seen this?
Yeah.
I don't agree with that. I'd rather not go to the pub. Now, we've got a local pub near us, and everyone was really looking forward to going, taking the kids for a meal, because they often take the kids after school for a meal, meet other family, meet grandma and granddad, sit outside, you know, you name it. I said, well, you won't be sitting outside next week when they're open, because it's going to snow, real snow. Not like that. Did you see that stuff we had yesterday? My coat wasn't even wet. I stood outside with my furry coat on, completely white over, and it fell off, and my coat was bone dry. I should have videoed it, actually, because it was quite funny. Forgot to video it. Forget I've got a phone. But yeah, so people are starting to question what it's saying when they've believed everything in the newspapers. And then somebody said the other day, there was a picture of Prince William. He's promoting some new thing. I can't remember what it was. They went, doesn't look like him, does it? I went, oh, hallelujah, hallelujah. People are waking up. Thank you very much.
Praise the Lord. Welcome, welcome.
Finally seen him. It looked nothing like him. They've got it completely wrong. But when other people who were so asleep are saying, I don't think that's him, you know, I think they've put somebody in his place. You're right there, son. Yeah, you're right there. And I don't know about that. Harry looks a funny shape in that one. Yes, because his body was going a bit funny. They got to rewire him back up. Oh, right, yes. I'll think about that one, Maxine. I'll come back to you tomorrow. And then they'll come back and say, do you know, you're right. Me and my wife, we got the magnifying glass out on the newspaper, because they can't, on their phones, they can't do that to make it bigger. That would be too, it's not the same. So it's the newspaper. Me and my wife last night with magnifying glass.
I struggle with that one. I'm going to put my hand up.
But they're starting to wake up to other things as well as the whole, you know.
And I think
you can't go in there.
This is why there is so much nonsense going on, right? It's just constant, isn't it? It's bombardment. And it is like a narcissistic relationship. We are being abused from every angle right now. If it's not the V, it's the passports. If it's not the passports, it's the nanotechnology. If it's not the nanotechnology, it's the food. If it's not the food, it's the pubs. If it it's just constant sensory overload for people. And people are going to get to a point where they go, and they either say, stop this, I can't deal with it anymore, and then they start to awaken, or they will continue to go down the path that they are, and this division will get even greater.
Yeah. But I must admit, people are especially my customers, because I have people come in and say, I really want to go and see my daughter. Do you think it'll be all right? Wow. And I have to give them permission to go. And I go, come on, I want you to the door. I want you to wave to me all the way down the road, whip that mask off, because I can't see your face. And I make a compliment, you know, oh, look at you. I didn't realise you were so beautiful. Keep it off. Yeah. And then they'll go and see their daughter, and they come running back up to the shop, tears streaming down the face, because they've actually been able to see them. So, but if they want to come and get my permission, they can have it.
Yeah,
all of them.
Right, Maxine.
Yeah.
Well, they're lucky to have you, Max.
Because I don't agree with what they say, but I don't say, that's full of shit, that is. Yeah. I let them talk, then they think they can ask my permission.
Yeah.
So and they'll say, what do you think is going to happen next week? I say, oh, just hang on a minute. Crystal ball's in the back, just polishing it. I'll bring it in. Let's have a look. And so we have a laugh about
Yeah,
it
that's
without
really
me
nice.
saying this is all bullshit.
And also, when you tell somebody that they're wrong, or when you tell somebody that
Yeah, you can't.
their opinions don't matter, or they've just got it, they've got the wrong end of the stick, that's when people have the reaction and they actually push back.
Yeah.
Like, I know so many people that have said to their partner, don't you dare have that V, and what have their partners done? Gone and got it, because you tell somebody not to do it and they're going to go and do it.
Yeah,
absolutely.
You know, and
Absolutely.
and actually that vibration of telling people what to do is so last season. It's just,
I mean, I can see why people do say that, because they're angry and hurt and they can't quite get their words out. So it's a reaction.
Control. It's actually control. And
it is.
And I get it, Max. I get exactly what you're saying. Yes, people are allowed to be angry. They are allowed to be, why are you not listening to me? I get all of that. However, we must accept, and I actually said this in the video with BT. I'm going to say it again because you girls haven't heard that video, because I haven't even.
Not yet, no.
Not yet.
What I said to him in this video was, Max, you're playing the goodie. You're playing the good one. Okay, you're an actor. You're playing the goodie. Donna, you're playing the baddie, right?
Good. I like being the baddie.
I've paid you both to play a role in my movie. So no matter what, Maxine is going to do her role because she wants to get paid at the end of it. Donna, you're going to play your role because you're going to get paid at the end of it. Now, that's exactly the same as a soul contract. Okay, it might not be in a real life movie. Okay.
Not yet.
It is a real life movie, but you know what I mean? Like, you aren't aware that you're being filmed, but it's exactly the same principle. There are people here that have to be the polarity. And we've chosen those lessons. Remember, we have physically gone out and chosen those people to come into our lives and to choose a different path to us, so we can learn the gifts and the gold that we need to for this lifetime.
Yeah.
Because
without a doubt.
We put our hand up and said, hey, I can do it. I can do it. I promise you. You put me with that person, they're going to take the V. I promise you I'm going to be able to deal with it. I'm going to be able to level up. I'm going to do it. We all knew this before we came through.
Yeah.
And this is the fundamental element that, I mean, I bang on about it how often, every freaking time I speak, you know, but people are missing the trick. Yeah, but it's my mum. With all due respect, it could be anybody in your life.
Could be the lamppost, that's got to come out of the thing,
And it is about control. It is about having to, you know, be heard. It is about being in charge of everything. And no one's in charge. This is why I keep saying, when people keep talking about Donald Trump, oh my God, let it go. Let it go. You know, the systems are being broken. They're never going to be like they are at the moment again, ever. But
it's like you were saying this morning about this whole need.
Oh yeah, that was a good video, wasn't it?
That was a brilliant video. I was actually going to put, well, I need you. I'm sorry, I don't care what you say.
I need you, you need me, so deal with it, woman. Because
I need you and Donna. I'm sorry. I don't care who hears me. But yes, like you were saying about the need thing, it's like you were saying, husband and wife. She needs to say that to him because that's what she's always done. He needs her to understand why he's doing what he's doing. If you took out that need, he's doing that, she's doing this.
End of story.
Regardless whether it's husband, mum, daughter, son, whatever.
Exactly.
And you have to take the need out.
Exactly. And if you, so for example, people that don't know me, maybe they might love me or whatever, but they don't know me, like whatever I do should not create a reaction in them. They should basically be saying, well, Lucy's part of me and I'm part of Lucy, so that's obviously the conscious decision that she has decided to take this lifetime. That's obviously the path that she is supposed to take. Am I supposed to follow suit, or am I supposed to do different? Am I supposed to be the polar or not? And this is what we need to be doing. And it's quite interesting. I'm going to do a video on death. I know that sounds really morbid.
Nice.
But I am going to do it because I actually feel there are so many people that are angry with their loved ones when they pass. And I don't think that's fair.
No.
I just don't think it's fair. So I feel like somebody needs to talk about it. So I'm going to do it.
It has to be you. It has to be you. Only you could explain that. Because I think there are going to be people watching going, what?
Yeah.
What's she talking about? So yes, I think because you have the right words for it.
Yeah, well, the video that I actually did this morning, and for any of you watching, do go and follow my Instagram channel, Lucy Davis 2222. I do Instagram lives most days. Like, when I say most days, I missed yesterday, and that's the first day I've missed in as long as I can remember. So
but be prepared to listen to the birds, to see the ducks, to stop up and have a chat with a few dogs, and say good morning to every person that wasn't out but saw Lucy
Mrs. Doolittle, as we know her.
Yeah. Yes, you rescue a few
Lucy
animals while you're on there, but if you can hear a voice.
The funny thing about it is I have so many people, like every now and again I go into my message requests. So on Instagram you get a message request, don't you, where you just don't see them unless you go in there. And I scroll through a few and they're like, oh my God, I love your morning walks. And I'm like, me too.
Going back to nature.
I know. But I'm a bit like what you were saying about giving permission to the older generation to go and see their kids. I'm giving people permission to get out and conversate and, you know, connect with the nature and stuff like that, because it's so important.
Oh, so important.
Well, I spend more time outside the shop than I do in.
Good.
Because if somebody comes down and it's not fake snow that we had yesterday, I walk them to the door and then I go outside with them, because they're leaving the mask. So I'll get that off, get some fresh air, and I make a joke of it. And then I stand and have a conversation with them.
They're beautiful.
So then they're in conversation mood. As they walk home, they meet other people. They're not scared to talk to them, because that's what was happening.
Yeah.
I'd see them, they'd cross the road if somebody came near them.
Yeah, absolutely.
I have that a lot. I actually have a lot. If I'm out running, I have people like jumping in bushes and all sorts.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm not that scary, am I?
Yeah. Pocket rocket, and people are hiding from you.
I have to say, I'm finding that's happening less at the moment.
Oh, that's good.
That is, round here it's definitely happening less, because like you, Luce, people were crossing the road, and I hoped it wasn't just because it was me. You know, that people were crossing the road.
She's mates with Lucy, that one, get away.
Exactly. Girls, carry on. I've just got to open the door. Someone's on my door, sorry. Just a sec.
Yeah, that's fine, love. It's always one of us.
Yeah, I know, right? If it's not one, it's the other. So but what I'm finding really interesting at the moment is, you know, people do seem to be getting out a little bit more, which is really beautiful, even though it's been cold. This last week has been cold, right?
Yeah, but it's not been, you know, it's been cold but fresh.
Yeah.
You know, it's not been that too cold to talk.
Yeah. I just feel that people are getting tired of this stuff. Like, I don't know about you guys, but there's a protest taking place in London on the 24th of April, and I feel it's going to be huge. I feel we're going to get 150, 180,000 people. I don't know why.
Well, there's a lot of people going.
Numbers are in my head, but this is what we need to do. I'm not telling you to go or not go or any of that stuff. Just for the record, this is my perspective and my perspective only. I feel now is the time where we need to raise the consciousness so significant that the government have no option but to leave. That's where I'm at now. The government need to step down. They need to step aside, and we need to get some order back in this country, because they are not for the people. They are against the people right now. And so are all of the people that are working for the people who aren't there working for the government. You know, this.
Well, Mr. H had his appeal rejected, didn't he?
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was rejected. Yeah, he tried to appeal against it, and they said, "Oh, I don't think so."
Good.
So because I've got
yesterday he was in court.
Yesterday, but it had already been. Yesterday was like the follow up, and he put in an appeal, and it was rejected.
Good.
I've got friends who are magistrates here. You see, I'm still friends with them, so I get them to go and double check a few things. But yes, it was rejected. He has to go back, and he has to provide all the evidence as to why he's not allowing them to open.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, that's
which is where the whole passport thing will come in.
Yeah. Actually, I heard something today from a friend of mine who will remain nameless, that these things now, these things that they're making us have, you know, the I don't want to use the word, but the
up the nose.
These new ones that people are going to get, all
twice weekly.
Yes, that one. I have heard from a good source that they went along to collect theirs from a designated place, and they weren't asked to give their name or anything, right? So if it's really important that they're doing these, then if they don't know who's taking them, how are they tracking it?
They don't care.
No,
but
thank you, Lucy. They don't care, right?
But you know that this is basically for the people who've done that.
Yeah.
So if you've done that and you're immune, what are we testing for?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I thought that was really interesting that you can go along and get your packs and no one knows your name or your contact details, nothing. She didn't even have to ring up and give details, nothing. Just came away with these things.
And but I really I don't know at what point people are going to get this. If you've had that, and you know, I'm back staying at my friend's house, and you know, I had been chatting on the phone the other day, and yesterday, more to the point, to one of his friends who's had it, and you know, so that they can go to Dubai in June. And I'm like, I mean, the person's like 30-ish, you know, why would you be doing it? Why? Like, what is the reason? If you look at the statistics, and this is where I cannot fathom where people are at. The numbers are there. You can go and look on, is it on the NHS website? Is it ONG or something like that? There's another website, and I know it's ON something, and there's all the information there as well, like deaths, like everything. What are they testing for now? Like, what are they testing for? If you've had that, why do you now need to be tested twice a week, every week for a year?
Well, the guy who originated it, Little Mr. F, he's now been on to say that the cases will go up, but it takes a few weeks, even after the prod in the limb.
But how?
So they're all, if the media would show what we can see, nobody would have it.
No.
Nobody would touch it, because now, not Witty, the other one, Valence, who stands with Boris in the new Blue Room, he's done a video, I'm not sure if it's out in mainstream media, saying that no one under the age of 55 can have the AZ one because of the blood clots. He's actually come on and said it.
But over 55 is okay, because they're
over 55,
kill them, and then they won't have to pay out pensions. Yeah,
that's the one.
Brilliant.
Yeah. Strange age, isn't it? 55.
Yeah.
It started at under 30s. Now it's gone to 55. And what his excuse for not needed over 55 was because they've already had it. Yeah. So it's just all, you know. I tell you what,
and
let's get that jigsaw puzzle and put it the wrong way round.
And people will still go and have it. And there are 300 families across the UK that have put their kids forward for it.
One of my friends put on Facebook last night, she's actually related to me, but I try not to admit that. She put on that there was a spare at one of our centres that do the prod. There's spare ones tonight. If you go down at 7, you can get one. You don't even have to ring or give your name. So all these people that have been waiting ages and booking online and phoning up and everything, they got quite a few spare last night, so you could go down. I was going to go down and say, look, I tell you what, I'll take them and pop round my neighbours and do it, save you the hassle, and then just, you know, destroy them. But unfortunately, they wouldn't let me do it. Yeah, this is one of my relatives that if we just, no. She's had everything wrong with her since birth, honestly. She gets a headache. It's not a headache. It's a severe migraine. She has to shut all the windows and doors, do not visit. But she has to put it on Facebook.
But the thing is, is every single person that is knowingly doing this to people, there will be consequences. And this
done and finished.
There will be consequences, and you cannot plead ignorance.
Oh God, no.
There will be no ignorance that can be pleaded on this, you know. Why do you think there are so many doctors and specialists and MDs and all the rest of it coming out at the moment? Because they know unless they change the narrative, they could.
But look at all the nurses quitting.
Well, exactly.
They're actually quitting because they desperately need that money to feed their kids, but they can't live that lie any longer.
No.
I said if I had a bigger post office, I'd take them all on. Come and get a job with me, love.
Yeah.
But I haven't got enough.
Well, remember, with all the humanitarian...
They can help me with the sheds.
With all the humanitarian projects, I'm being serious, right? With all the humanitarian projects, there will be enough work for everybody. People will not need to worry about it. We just need to get over this hump. Like,
Yeah.
seriously, we need to get over this hump. Once we're over it, there will be enough work for everybody. We've just got to hold the line. And unfortunately, there are a lot of people that are woke that are losing the faith. Literally, they're losing the faith. They're getting impatient, you know. And my video that I've just done with BT is probably going to piss a lot of people off with the dates that we were talking about.
Yeah, probably.
You know, like, honestly, it will upset some people and they will get despondent and everything. But at the end of the day,
did you get the video I sent you about the Ebola? About 20 minutes before we came on.
No, I haven't. No, I haven't been on.
Ebola is being prepared now.
Well, I told my dad a few months ago that is about to be released. Like,
well,
that.
now that is being released. It's in preparation. It's being released. Probably the same one we've got at the minute, but they're just going to put that in front of it.
Yeah, but they will release that as a bioweapon, like they did CD. But obviously, that's going to be a lot more serious, and that's why I'm encouraging everybody to look after themselves more than they ever have done before. Because what they've proved that they can get away with it once, the next time it's going to be a lot stronger.
Yeah.
You know, so we need to be really cautious of that. Be very, very aware that, you know, that these guys have trialed this and got away with it. Okay, we need to have our consciousness. We need to be, every single person in the UK should be in London on the 24th of April. If you actually give a damn about your families and stuff, you'd be there on the 24th of April, come hell or high water, seriously. You know, that is, from my perspective, where we are at right now. You know, nothing is going to change unless anybody that's still thinking about Trump, like I was saying a minute ago, like, you're delusional. Nobody is coming to save us. We need to do this ourselves. You know, the only people that can change this narrative is us.
Yeah.
And every single one of us are giving away our rights every single day. Every person that goes and gets that thing done, every person that goes, the passports are a good idea, you are literally giving away like everybody else's lives, not just your own, but everybody else's as well. And there will become a point, I can't remember what date we kind of said that it would happen. I think it's November of this year, that it's going to basically segregate, and we are going to be the woke ones that are going to go on and live the humanitarian
who stay woke. Yeah
And it literally is going to be like that in I'm sure it was around November time. It's not long.
No, it isn't.
We're in April.
I know this year is going really quick.
Really quickly. I mean, I'm talking about all of the stuff with the children, the healing and stuff like that kicking in April 2022, right? And I'm like, my God, that's a year.
Yeah.
That's it, 1 year. That's all it is. 1 year.
I mean, you think how long you've wanted to do it, and now we're down to the last 12 months. Yeah.
It's crazy. You know.
Completely crazy.
Yeah. I you know, I've not hidden my views about protesting and stuff like that. I didn't feel that it was right a few months ago. Now I think it's our only option. I don't mean creating anger and setting fire to things and stuff like that. However, we need to show the rest of the world that the United Kingdom are unified.
Because, sorry, just to let you know, it has just come on ITV News about they've still saying under 30, but he's changed it to under 55. So I've just had a notification.
Right.
So they are actually putting it in mainstream media. I'd love to know what the words of that is. I'll watch that back.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to say the video I'd got was from one of my sources, but now they are actually putting it on the news. So I'm hoping that will wake people up.
The thing is, we've had the Ever Given. They have now announced that there were thousands of bodies in containers, thousands, right? They've actually announced that. That has been in newspapers.
But the problem we've got is the people in this country think it doesn't affect them. They actually, because they've been programmed, they're saying, oh, that doesn't affect this.
Max,
they're not putting them together.
They're announcing human trafficking, because people are saying nothing's happening. They're announcing human trafficking. They're announcing that the vaccine is killing people. They are announcing that the virus is now going to be treated like flu. Think about it. They are disclosing everything that we've been banging on about for the last 14 months. Everything.
Oh, yeah.
But they're just not doing it. They're just not doing it in the way where people go, oh my God, all of those conspiracy theorists were right all the way along.
Yeah, no, because the people who aren't getting it, and most of them, to be fair, are angry people.
Yeah.
So there must be something triggering them, because they wouldn't be angry otherwise, would they? They'd just accept it. But the people who I talk to who are supposedly accepting it are angry about it.
Yeah.
And I always say, well, if that's the norm, why are you angry?
Of course they're angry, because their soul doesn't want them to be doing that. Like their true soul is like, you're making the wrong choice here.
Yeah, it's tapping on them.
Yeah. But they've decided that that's their path, and we have to respect that.
Yeah.
But there is going to come this point where it's, I mean, I've been saying it since the get-go, right? Admittedly, I've been very impatient. I wanted this over last April. You know, it's not seeming like it's going to be over this April. And, you know, my levels of impatience, like, I get it. I get where everybody is at. However, this is going to take as long as it takes for humanity. This isn't just ripping off a plaster. This is literally taking off the lid of a can of worms that has been buried for like thousands of years.
I mean, for some people, it's a hell of a lot to take in.
It is, babe.
Of course.
It's a hell of a lot to think that your whole life has been they took over your life years ago.
Quite frankly, though, ladies, it's been a lot for you to take in too.
Yeah, it's been a lot for me. Yeah,
because at times
still is. At sometimes still is.
Yeah. Do you remember when I was in Cambodia and I called you and I was literally putting down the phone, because that's when, I mean, that was back in 2018. And it was all of this stuff that we're seeing now. And I was sobbing down the phone at Donna and I'm like, I cannot cope. I literally cannot do this. They've picked the wrong person.
Yeah, I remember that.
And that's years
I remember when I was 11 asking my mum why people run out of money. Why? But they've got a printer. Why can't they print more?
Exactly.
That was my first lot of questions. Obviously, Mum told me to please stop asking questions like that. I haven't got the answer. But those things come back to me now, sort of in the last 3 or 4 years, of like, well, why couldn't she answer that? And you know, where did all the money go?
Because she didn't want to have.
She chose not to.
Cognitive dissonance. You know, and that's what we're living in.
She chose to have the life where you got married, you had 2.4 children. You had a nice house. You did your garden every Sunday.
Sounds
you clean the kitchen
right
floor.
now.
Roast dinner every Sunday.
Yeah,
fine. Where do I
I'm up for that.
But good old Maxine, who'd been out the Saturday night, got up at 11, went to the pub, staggered in at 2:30 in the afternoon when they closed.
With a cone on your head.
With a cone on my head, sand everywhere.
Oh my gosh.
And so, Maxine, you're doing this in the kitchen. You're late. Lovely.
Ladies, it's been amazing to speak to you. Honestly, thank you so much. It's been so good to have a giggle, and I can't wait, because actually it means, I mean, obviously, Maxine, I don't know if you know, but I'm in the process of buying a house at the moment. So what that means is, once that's done, you can come for a sleepover.
Yeah, bring my shed.
You don't need a shed, darling.
Yes, but let's just get ready in the garden.
I'll let you have a bedroom.
We'll have a trial run of these sheds.
She'll be checking you haven't got a shed with you before she lets you in.
I know, I'll be like, no, Maxine, we're not having tools and wood everywhere.
That could be my passport.
My new house.
I bought my durable sander.
In my lovely new house.
Oh,
I've got my white stilettos, my hot pants, my boob tube, my massive
Oh
handbag,
my God,
no
like
phone, 10 crappy fags, box of matches, because only had lighters then, did we?
Don't forget the Shinzano.
Shinzano Bianco and the Mirage.
Oh God, that makes me feel sick. Right, ladies, it's been my absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for tonight's Girlie Giggles. Everybody, do check in next week. We will be back. Remember to hit subscribe and drop your comments below. Lots of love, everybody. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.